not as bad as, thank you. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Wednesday, October 19, 2016. It is 4:30 in the afternoon, so we shall begin our council meeting. May I please have a roll call to order? Yes. Got it.
Funkert.
Here.
Hamel.
Here.
Hint.
Here.
Eels.
Here.
Sawyer.
Here.
Thank you. And first on our agenda is public comments. At this time, are there any public comments? Jared, we ask that you come on up to the podium here and just share your name, where you're from, and any comments you'd like to share with us.
Hello.
Hello.
Does this sound all right? All right, good deal. Jared Johnson, originally from Sheldon. I am the new EMA director for Bryan County. I started in July. It's been very busy. My predecessor, she was there for over 30 years, so lots of stuff in the office, lots of stuff to organize, going through plans and stuff. And then my second day on the job, I found out I was going to be audited in September. So, which they're calling it monitoring visits, but what they're doing now, the state is ranking each EMA office on a scale from 0 to 5. 0 is the best score, 5 is the worst. And then the worse score you get, the more often they're going to monitor you. So we did well, so that was good. And then we've been going through all the reviewing the emergency plans. The one that I've been working on right now is the mass sheltering plan for the county, which we've been working with the Red Cross, developing a list of all the sheltering sites in each town, and then what resources we have in each town, and then primary points of contact. So if we did have an event, and we had to open up a shelter site, it'd be easier for us to coordinate, and we would know what we have. So, but I've gone to all the EMS and fire meetings throughout the different towns. So my plan is to go through to the city council meetings now and say hi to everybody. But my wife works for Boyden Hall, and since I'm in Primgar, we did get a house in Sheldon, so I'm living here in Sheldon.
Fabulous.
Yep, and I got my parents in Sheldon too, so that's good. But yeah, if you guys have questions for me, the city office does have my contact information, so you can always feel free if you have questions, things like that. So, all right, thank you guys.
Great, thank you, Jared, and welcome. Are there any other public comments at this time? If not, we'll move on to our consent agenda.
Make the motion to approve.
Support.
Thank you. I will assume no questions, no comments. May I have a roll call, please?
Yes. Sawyer.
Aye.
Eels.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye.
Funkert.
Aye.
Right, going into new business, at this time we will now open the public hearing, and this is in consideration of the easement with HTC Communications. The public hearing is now open. Are there any comments regarding the public hearing? I will make one comment just to I can do that now. I don't need to wait till we come out. If we do approve this, construction, the work will begin as soon as possible, correct? Okay, so heads up to everyone that once we get done approving this, construction and their work begins as soon as possible. Do we have a motion then to come out of public hearing?
So moved. Support.
Thank you. And a roll call, please.
Hamel.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Eels.
Aye.
Sawyer.
Aye.
Funkert.
Aye.
And now do we have a motion to approve the consideration of the easement with HTC Communications? Or do you have any questions or comments regarding that?
This easement is on the south side, is on city property easement, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And it was all surveyed out, so we know exactly where that will lie. So if you approve it, it'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Micah.
Make the motion to approve.
Support.
Thank you. Just want to make sure we're all clear. Any questions, Greg?
No, I was
Okay.
just looking at some of the
Right.
information, but that's a
That's
separate
right. I just
issue.
want to make sure because I see you were looking into something intently. So Any other comments? May I have a roll call, please?
Yes. Hint.
Aye.
Gills.
Aye.
Sawyer.
Aye.
Funkert.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye.
Thank you. And again, the installation of that fiber optic line will begin as soon as possible. Thank you. Next on our agenda, number 4, is we will now open the public hearing. And this is in consideration of rezoning the property. And this is the property located north of the high school. The public hearing is now open. Are there any public comments? There are none. Do we have a motion then to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Support.
Thank you. A roll call, please.
Gills.
Aye.
Sawyer.
Aye.
Funkert.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Thank you. This will come back to our November 2nd meeting, the next council meeting, because this will have to be approved through ordinance, so we'll go through the 3 readings, so we'll bring that back at our next meeting. Mike will have all the information for us at that time. And then number 5 in our agenda is we have a couple gentlemen here from Justice for All that are going to do a presentation. So, Kurt, you want to do some
I'll just introduce
introductions?
them real quick.
Thank
As you guys recall, last council meeting, we did approve the last sale in the Sunshine addition to Justice for All out of Rock Valley. I thought just maybe give us an overview of what their project actually is. It's kind of a unique project as far as the spec house and what they're going to do here for our community. So we invited Joel DeWitt and Vern Tenapel from Rock Valley to come in, and they got a little slideshow presentation for us. So I'll turn it over to you guys.
Great. Thank you.
I'll go first. I'm Joel DeWitt, and I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of the history and what Justice for All kind of does in the community and in general as a ministry. And then Vern's going to talk a little bit about kind of spec houses and how that kind of generates some of our revenue. Initially, I'm going to turn this. Just to go over the vision statement, we are looking for a world without poverty and prejudice where God's people live with dignity and hope. A mission statement that we try to adhere to, providing opportunities, building relationships, and redistributing resources through caring and sharing in Christ's name. Just looking at a brief history, it was started in '79. There was a gentleman, John Perkins, who was very active out of Jackson, Mississippi in social justice. And he'd come to Dort, and some pastors and some gentlemen from Rock Valley had listened to him talk and were inspired to go down and visit him, and ended up starting the ministry that way. Is kind of the quick, background to how. We have 3 areas of our ministry. The warehouse ministry, we take secondhand goods that are still usable and can be passed on to other people. We store them in our warehouse. We sort them out, make sure they're still serviceable for people that are in need, and then distribute them. We have a trucking ministry that distributes them. We have local ministries that we work with in a lot of different towns in and around Northwest Iowa as well to distribute them. We had just locally 68 families that we had helped in 2015. In and around from Orange City, Rock Valley, Rock Rapids, Ashton, just ministries or other churches. Service and learning is what we do as far as organizing trips to these partner ministries that we support to go and have people work alongside them, for about a week at a time, depending on what they can do and what good it is for that ministry in their area. And then the mentorship program is the newest one. We have a couple of people who work. One of them works in the Central Lyon Georgia Little Rock School Districts. One of the administrators in the school and parents with kids in there to mentor, to match up, one-to-one parent or student to mentor, and kind of give them a way to go and help, support them positively and be something that's positive in their life. Certainly a Christian aspect of that also, being that we are a ministry, but just to be a positive influence on a one-to-one basis, kind of a newer. Just to give you an idea of the partner ministries and the locations of the places that we work with, this is actually a map that is hanging in our warehouse or in our break room at our place in Rock Valley, and I'm not sure how well it shows up. but you can see where Northwest Iowa is, and then all the branches and all the strings that kind of coordinate there. Down there at the bottom is Far, Texas. There's a church in town here down there, and we send stuff down there once a year, and they work with them to distribute things in the community, and they work in the community, and we work alongside them for that. So that's kind of hopefully it shows up. That's kind of where our partners are in and around the U.S. And as far as support and income goes, I work in a capacity to be personal for me. Just to kind of break down, we do take individual gifts. That's fairly self-explanatory in meeting with folks and asking for support that way financially. Churches also mission support. Those are kind of the two ways that a church will support. They also support through volunteers and other ways, but as far as funding goes, those would be the main two. Businesses, there are businesses in the area in and around Northwest Iowa, Southwest Minnesota, that will support as well. The one that Vern's going to talk about, fundraising events, spec house sales, that's a pretty good chunk that we that way. Fundraising events would be things like auctions and appeal letters and some of those sort of things. We've organized one for raising money for a trailer. We're doing a free throw shooting competition out Northwestern beginning in November at halftime of a game. Fee for service is when we ship things out to our partner ministries, we don't have anything. We try and line up a backhaul. Not sure how familiar everybody is with trucking, but when we go out there, we will ask for a little bit of a donation from the people that we're supporting to cover some of the fuel costs and the expense to get out there. But on the way back, we try and line up a way to so we can send out a bill to whoever at Dakota or other places that need stuff moved around in a semi-trailer, and we can receive funds for that. It helps defer a lot of costs on our side. So that's kind of how the support and income comes in through the ministry. Vern's going to talk a little bit about kind of how the concept of Spec House works and that sort of thing. So.
Well, review to learn a little bit about the life of JFA. I've been with JFA for about 5 years, but over the past few years, we're always looking for creative ways to raise funds for JFA because we're completely donations and that kind of thing. And so in a state that building houses is going on strong in this community, we decided to try a spec house first of all in Rock Valley, and that was about 3 or 4 years ago. And it really went well, so we've kind of kept that up. We come here today and we're really grateful for what you guys are doing in your community. $1. We were really excited about the opportunity to work in this community also. We like to move from community to community because that way we can kind of tap a whole different set of contractors and a whole different set of people. So it also kind of just gets our name out in the communities. And we have a long relationship, people who've supported JFA, who've gone on our service and learning trips. And so it was just a win for us to come here. And thanks to Greg Gales, who alerted us to this. He has been on our board at one time in Rock Valley. And so that was... So what we try to do when we come into a community is to find what the needs are as far as a house, what kind of house, and that kind of thing. And most of our houses have been not a starter home, but maybe that next move where people would go from, they may have a couple kids, or even retired people that they are looking for a house, downsizing a little bit. Our houses have been anywhere from about $185,000 up to $285,000, and some of that is just lot costs in the communities. So and so that of course made that one just a little bit higher priced. But we tried to find a house that there's a need for in each community. We go to local contractors, and I'll probably start that after Christmas here in Sheldon, because currently we're working on 2 houses. We're working on one in Hull that is getting close to After doing a number of communities, we're back in Rock Valley for one more house, and so that one has just the foundation in the ground. So we hope that by early next spring we have that one well on the way, and then we can do this. But, we really want for Justice for All to be a multi-community or can help a lot of people. We also work with a lot of agencies. We work with Love Inc. in Sheldon here and in other towns. And so we have a lot of ties. We actually give a lot of our goods to the, and I can't remember what it's called right now, but the kind of the in-house, it's not a prison, but it's...
RTF.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. We work quite a bit with things that they might need, and then just work with churches. So, it's a win for JFA, and we hope it's going to be a win for Sheldon. We have a few pictures of some houses that we have done. This was our first house that we did in Rock Valley. And we usually use the same floor plan, tweak it a little bit depending on the lot, for about $185,000. So you can see it's a nice house. We usually finish off the basement too, and we'll see how that goes here, what the needs are that way. Next we went to Orange City, and that is about the same floor plan, but it kind of takes on a different look when you change the roof style just a little bit. A tea house, and yet to really keep the costs down so it's affordable for families to move into. Next we went to Sioux Center, and that house is not on the golf course, but in the golf course area. And that house, of course, went for a little bit more. We did a triple garage there because that community really kind of wanted that kind of thing. And so Rehab House, Northwestern College donated us a house, and we moved it to Dune, Iowa, of all places. But there's quite a bit of need for housing in Dune, very affordable housing. And so that house we sold for $131,000, just because, we had the house given to us and that kind of thing. And this is our house that we are doing. That's what we're currently working on now. And you'll kind of notice it's about the same floor plan again, but that will go on the market here in a couple months. And we work with local realtors. We work with local banks. We work with all the contractors in a community. We work with lumberyard. And we like to really keep it local, and also then to work with local contractors. Sign out in front of every house to recognize all of the contractors who help us. Generally, we'll have about 40 contractors, and that's kind of unique. We'll find 3 to 5 construction guys that can each do a part of it, and so they can donate some of their labor or materials, but it's not so much for each one. And so we'll usually have 2 to 3, just all the way down the line. We try to divide it up as much as we can so that people can help and donate. And our goal is always to make about $100,000 on a house. And so you can see that takes quite a bit of donated time and materials to make that happen. So we're kind of excited about doing that in Sheldon. I think that there's a need for it here, and so we hope that we can help your community as well as your community help to support, serving the underserved, the poor, and those who have needs, maybe through a catastrophe. You saw the map, but probably 30% of our goods go to these communities where we'll work with agencies. We work mainly on referrals, and so people can't just come to the door and get things in agencies, so that they can take advantage of other kinds of assistance also. Is that it? Okay. So we'd be open to a few questions. We're looking at digging, and then we'll go from there. Our houses take a little longer because when you have donated time and material, sometimes we have to wait a little bit on the contractors to get to us. So it can take anywhere from 6 months to a year to complete a house. But we kind of keep working on it.
Very nice. The homes that you showed, they're beautiful. That'll be a nice addition over there in Sunshine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions or anything?
Just a comment, I guess. I'm glad that you have accepted the invitation to come, and look forward to seeing that house. I'm going to be driving by it every day on the way to work from the backside anyway. And so welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing that affordable housing that we keep talking about in this community. So
Thank you very much. It's good to be a part of it.
Yep. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Vern. Thank you so much. Did you have anything I saw in the chat? Okay. Thank you. All right. Number 6 on our agenda is we have a pay estimate number 3. Has the amount changed? Todd, do you have an update for us?
Just wanted to clarify that on the AIA document for the pay estimate, on the left side, the amount is $404,246.85.
Yep.
But on the handwritten by the engineer, it's $404,264.85. The right amount is the $404,246.85.
Thank you.
So that would be the amount we're looking to pay estimate.
Thank you for clarifying that. Okay, then, any questions regarding the pay estimate for Crossroads Pavilion? And if not, then do we have a motion to approve that pay minimum amount in that $404,246.85?
So moved.
support.
Okay, last request for questions or comments regarding the Crossroads. May I have a roll call, please?
Yes. Sawyer.
Aye.
Funkert.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Geels.
Aye.
And last on our agenda, do we have any comments? Council, anyone? Heard anything new? Lyle?
Just
Anything?
one?
Just progress. Been happy with that, I assume?
Yes, I have been. Yeah, the Hogendorn's doing a nice job of keeping themselves and their subcontractors moving. They're moving along, I feel, at a nice pace.
Good.
Glad to hear that. And did you have a comment you want to share?
Yeah, just one. As most of you know, or I think all of you know, we planned on doing asphalt overlay on 10th Street this year from Washington Avenue to 7th. We'll be in town tomorrow morning, so we should have all that milled tomorrow. Our crews will be doing cleanup work on Friday, and the paver is scheduled to be here on Monday morning. And as long as they have enough trucks, I would like to think they'll have it paved on Monday. If not, they'll finish maybe on Tuesday. So if you live on 10th Street between Washington and 7th, please be aware there's going to be a lot of trucks and activity out there, and that street that are closed for 12 to 24 hours, depending upon how long it takes to get the asphalt hard before we allow traffic back on it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you for that. I do not have anything either.
I had a few people stop me and wanted to thank and publicly thank the street department for doing the potholes on East 9th. And they're very appreciative of it, so I just wanted to.
As am I.
Also on 8th Street, they were doing some work, so.
Yeah, and we've got a few more to finish up. There, probably not tomorrow and Friday with the 10th Street project, but next week we're going to try to finish up the town one last time before Old Man Winter shows up.
Oh, we got time.
Don't say that.
Okay. All right, on that note, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Support.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
All right. Just a second. All right. Funkert,
Aye.
Hamel,
Nay.
He does that.
Greg,
Aye.
Sawyer.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
I think this is a new record, isn't it?
22 minutes, 23?
Lately.
Yeah, late, exactly. Let's quick shut that off. F10?
Back.